Game Kings, the definition of game, documentary, coming soon. Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about 6 tips on increasing your cold approach success rates. All right. So yesterday I did a live stream and somebody called in and they was asking me, they was like, yo, how do you get more success cold approaching? Because he's like, look, I know it's a numbers game, but it just seems like so much work to do. And, he's like, the results aren't that great when you do it and all this other stuff. And that's actually an argument that I've heard a lot. See, the thing is this, if you suck at cold approaching, it's going to be super hard. I'm just telling you guys that right now, right? This is why I tell guys to step up their game. This is why I tell guys to go out there, practice, interact with chicks, all that other stuff, because it's definitely going to be hard if you don't know what you're doing and you're not really out there doing it. You understand? This is why dudes, love the choosing signal shit, because they're like, oh, that just sounds more safer. Fuck that cold approach, and I ain't doing all that shit. I'm just going to wait for, the chick to choose me, even though that never happens for most dudes. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Let me not get into that. But what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to talk about, these six tips. And this is some expert level game shit. Shout out to my dude Alpha Kingdom. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, you see how I gave Afi props for shit he says, and I didn't pretend it was my shit. But anyway, moving on. So first thing we have on this list, first tip to increase your cold approach success rate, right, is make sure that your appearance is tight. Okay, you have a tight ass appearance, right? That means that you got some cool ass clothes on. You understand? Your clothes fit, your clothes look good, your shoes are clean, your shoes look good, your haircut is tight, your shape up's looking nice. You understand? You got the mustache and the beard shaved real good and all that, right? So your appearance is tight. Now, this is the reason why, because I know some of y'all are thinking, oh, it's just about the look things. I know y'all love the whole looks thing. Now, again, I'm not just talking about you being a good looking dude, because you got a good looking face or whatever like that. I'm talking about how you put yourself together. And the reason why this increases your success rate, and I talked about this before, is that when you approach a woman and your appearance is tight, she is more receptive to you. I'm saying it again. When you approach a woman and your appearance is tight, she is more receptive to you, right? And the reason she's more receptive to you is because women judge themselves based off of the guys who approach them. You understand? Women judge themselves based off the guys who approach them. So let's say, for example, you was wearing, some jeans, some nice jeans that fit you, look real nice and shit, right? You got some nice shoes or sneakers on. You got a nice shirt or whatever, and got a blazer on and shit, right? So, and you got the nice haircut, all that. So you're looking nice, right? Now, when you approach that woman, right, she's going to be more receptive because she's like, oh shit, this guy looks like, he's looking clean. He's looking good, and he's approaching me. So in her mind, she's thinking, this is the caliber of men that want to approach me, right? That's how women think when dudes are approaching them. Women actually get offended when bummy, dusty dudes approach them, because they think, damn, why am I attracting these bummy, dusty dudes? So if you want a woman to be more receptive to you when you approach and you're interacting with her, you have to make sure your appearance is tight. You understand? This is something every guy could do. This is a simple thing you can do to get women to be more receptive to you. Now, does this mean that every woman's going to, give you her number or You're going to get with her? Not at all. But guess what? More women are going to be receptive to actually having a conversation with you. You understand? More, like if you are in the street trying to holler at girls or whatever, you're going to get a lot more women who's going to stop and talk to you. You understand? Versus if you're looking like a bum. You feel what I mean? So understand that, you know, when your appearance is tight, right, that's going to make the women more receptive to you. And that's going to be the thing where a chick is going to want to be able to, you know, she's going to talk to you, want to talk to you more, just based off that. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure your appearance is tight. Second tip. I was actually going to put this with the first tip of appearance, but I wanted to make this separate. But the second tip is make sure you have some cologne on. Okay? Make sure you have some cologne on. If you smell good, again, women are going to be more receptive to talking to you and interacting with you. Because when you approach and she smells you, right? That's going to make her warm up to you because you smell good. Some women will even say that once you approach, they'll be like, oh, you smell good. What's that you got on? You understand what I'm saying? I've had women say that to me. Like, I'll just walk up to the chick. I'll be at like a bar or some shit. I'll just randomly approach a girl, be like, hey, how you doing? And she'll turn around and she'll be like, oh, hey. And she's like, hey, you smell good. What are you wearing? Right? That'll be the first thing she says to me after she says hi. Right? And so that's what I'm saying, where if you smell good, she's going to be more receptive to you. Right? Now, the third tip on how to increase your cold approaching success rate is you have to have what I called an advanced mouthpiece. You understand? An advanced mouthpiece. Right? So now, what you got to understand about the mouthpiece is it's really just you communicating with the chick and communicating what you want to make happen and, you know, getting from point A to point B through your communication skills, right? So, you know, just a basic, you know, mouthpiece type of situation would be, let's say, you know, you approach a girl, you say, hey, what's up? What's going on? My name is so-and-so. Listen, you know, I came over here. I thought you was really attractive. I wanted to introduce myself. My name is, you know, Lucario, whatever it is. And then y'all go back and forth, have a conversation. That's you working your mouthpiece. You understand what I mean? Now, when it comes to an advanced mouthpiece, right? And this will increase your success rate when you're cold approaching. See, a guy with an advanced mouthpiece, right? He's a guy who has the gift of gab, and he has the gift of gab because he's been practicing talking to, you know, not only just women, but just being social and talking to people in general. Like, he's the type of guy that probably goes out to different events, different, you know, spots, you know, interacts with people, talks with people. So he, you know, he's very good with talking with people. He's quick on his feet with this conversation. I would say the best example I can give you of an advanced mouthpiece is if, let's say, for example, when you see a comedian on stage and they start, you know, making fun of someone in the crowd. So that's just improv. Like, that wasn't part of the show, right? They start making fun of someone in the crowd, or somebody in the crowd is trying to heckle them, and then they just start, you know, roasting them. And it's funny as hell. And you're like, oh shit, that's hilarious. Now that person, that comedian, has an advanced mouthpiece. You understand what I'm saying? Another example of an advanced mouthpiece is, let's say, a rapper who's able to freestyle. You understand? They're able to just rhyme words just randomly, and, you know, and a lot of it makes sense, and they're just going on beat or whatever it is. That's an advanced mouthpiece. You understand? An advanced mouthpiece is a person who can sort of give a speech and just riff off the top and be able to make the speech engaging and entertaining, you know, and insightful or whatever. Just them just doing it just off the bat. But again, all those things I mentioned take practice. So when a guy has an advanced mouthpiece when he's talking to a woman, it's because he's practiced talking to a lot of different women. He's practiced talking to people. So what happens is that he's quick, you know, on his feet. So what happens is when he's talking to a woman, and let's say, for example, a chick is, you know, he approaches a girl and a chick kind of like gives him a little bit of resistance, or she tries to, give a little like snarky remark or some shit. You understand? He already has so many cool ass comebacks. He has different ways to disarm the chick based off of him having that conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is when you have that advanced mouthpiece, that comes from you practicing, because see, this is what guys don't understand about cold approaching and all that other stuff, is that when you approach a lot of women and you talk to a lot of women, what happens is you end up hearing the same things from women. You understand? So you end up hearing the same type of things from women. So what happens is that when you hear the same things from women, sometimes you already have comebacks for the same shit that you already know they're gonna fucking say. You understand what I'm saying? But that came through you practicing and you being in those situations to be able to come back with those, you know, quick remarks and to be able to interact with her and go back and forth to make this shit happen. Now, see, another thing about having an advanced mouthpiece is that when you're the type of guy who has an advanced mouthpiece, what happens is that you are in a situation with a woman where she has a totally different experience with you versus most other guys she's talked to. So a lot of times when you interact with her, and let's say you exchange numbers with that chick, and after you leave her, after you walk away, usually what happens is those women end up thinking about you a little bit more than the average guy. So you've already left her. You've already walked away. Y'all exchanged numbers or whatever. And she's thinking about you because you left an impression on her. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happens with the advanced mouthpiece. So therefore, because you left that impression on her, she's more likely to be receptive to you, to either hit you up or when you hit her up, for her to be responsive to you. You see what I'm saying? So I might have to do a whole a bad boy membership program on advanced mouthpieces. I already have a program on the bad boy membership that teaches you how to have a tight mouthpiece, but I should definitely do one that gives some examples of how to have an advanced mouthpiece or what an advanced mouthpiece sounds like, but also teach you how to really cultivate that and get that going. Because the thing is, I can't really necessarily teach you what to say, because what to say comes through your experience and you feeling what you feel to be able to say what you need to say in the interaction. So it's not like I can be like, oh, this is what you say to have. No, you have to really learn how to do that. But I can give you examples of how it would look and how it would sound. So I'll probably do a bad boy membership join on that. But anyway, that's number 3, having an advanced mouthpiece. Now, number 4, the fourth tip on increasing your cold approach success rate is putting your ego to the side. All right? Putting your ego to the side. So the reason why a lot of guys have issues with cold approaching and why they don't have success with it is because a lot of dudes, when they try it or they go out there and do it, they end up giving up really quickly. You know what I'm saying? They're not really playing the numbers game. They talk to like 3 or 4 girls and 3 or 4 girls reject them. And then now they're like, you know what? Fuck this. Right? Because their ego can't take it. You understand? Or they're worried about people looking at them. They're like, oh, everybody's looking at me. They're looking at me talking to these girls and I feel so awkward. Listen, put your ego to the side. Ain't nobody give a fuck about you. They ain't looking at you. You understand what I'm saying? They're not looking at you. Trust me, if you're in a let's say a busy, street or like a city somewhere, or let's say you're out at in some nightlife situation somewhere, right? In Miami, let's say, for example, where all the clubs and the bars is popping off and people walking around doing all this shit. Ain't nobody looking at you when you're trying to approach some girl. But again, it's your ego that's causing you to, not want to do it. You understand? It's your ego that's causing you to, be scared because you don't want a chick to reject you because you're going to feel a certain type of way. Again, this is why dudes be waiting for choosing signals. You understand what I'm saying? This is exactly why motherfuckers be waiting for choosing signals, because they got big ass egos. And they're like, oh, I don't want to, validate the girl, and I don't want her to think this, and I'm gonna feel like a loser because I'm giving her power when I approach. Like, shut up. No, you understand what I'm saying? Put your ego to the side, and that's going to increase your success rate, because when you put your ego to the side, what happens is that you're taking time away from you feeling sorry for yourself. You understand? Like you're feeling all that, feeling sorry for yourself, all that feeling embarrassed, all that feeling like a certain type of way, all that goes out the window when you put your ego to the side, right? And you're just motivated to just keep going and making it happen. But if you're all up in your ego when you're doing this shit, you're gonna approach a girl, a chick's gonna reject you, and you're gonna take, a fucking 20-minute, half an hour time out to assess what the fuck just happened. Oh, I don't know if I should approach another girl. All this other dumb shit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's affecting your success rate, is because you got a big ass ego. Put your motherfucking ego to the side and you're gonna have more success. Now, the fifth tip on increasing your cold approaching success rate is knowing how to read women so you can conserve your energy. All right, knowing how to read women so you can conserve your energy. All right, so what does that mean? What does that look like? What is that about? Right? So what happens is when you're approaching a chick and you're talking to her, right? You want to be able to know how to read the chick, meaning you need to see if the woman is actually interested in talking to you. You need to see if the woman is actually having like she's having a good time interacting with you or whatever, right? Now, based off her responses, right? If she's responding positively to the conversation, if she's responding positively to you interacting with her, right? Then you keep it going. But if she's responding negatively, like if she's being kind of standoffish, she's giving you one-word answers, she, looks like, let's say, because I see guys do this all the time where they be trying to holler at chicks in the street, and the woman, she's not trying to stop, she just keeps walking, but the guy keeps walking with her, and he's like, like still trying to like run behind her and shit, right? That's you don't need to be doing all that. See, you're overextending yourself because you don't know how to read women. If you know how to read women, you would see that this chick who's walking away from you does not really want to talk to you. You would see that the chick who's giving you one-word answers does not really want to talk to you. So what happens is when you can read women and you can see that they don't want to talk to you, or they're not really interested in having a conversation with you, right? Then you conserve your energy. So you stop talking to them. You keep it moving. Because what happens is that when you overextend yourself, especially when the chick is not really trying to talk to you or isn't interested in you, right? You end up being less motivated to talk to the next girl, right? Because you're giving too much energy to a chick who's not giving you back the same energy. So then you overextend yourself, you make yourself even more exhausted, tired of doing this shit, and you're like, oh, this is some bullshit. And again, if you're all up in your ego, that's a bad combination of overextending yourself and being all up in your ego. You're fucking done. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is, if you know how to read women, you say, okay, well, let's say you talk to 10 girls, and let's say 3 of them out the 10 is giving you that positive feedback. They're actually interested in talking to you. So those 3, you continue to talk to, you interact with them, you close the deal, you make that shit happen. The other 7, as soon as you see that they're being standoffish, they're not really trying to talk to you, whatever, you eject and you move on. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it is, where you don't spend no time overextending your energy. You understand what I'm saying? So you just do what you got to do, interact with them, and you see who's responding positively, who's not. The ones who are not, you move on. The ones who are, responding positively, you keep that shit going. You make it happen with them and close the deal. Now, the 6th tip on increasing your cold approach success rate is being time conscious about closing the deal. being time conscious about closing the deal. So a lot of times the guys, they'll hit me up and they'll ask me, they're like, Mr. Locario, like, how long should you talk to a girl before you get the number, or before you give her your number, or like, you know, like, what do you do, and like, how are you supposed to make this happen? Now, all you really need to do is you just need to be time conscious about the situation, because every situation is different. So for example, let's say you were just walking in the street and, you know, you saw a girl like waiting for like a cab or some shit, right? So she's flagging down a cab or something, right? Like that, right? So let's say you see this bad chick, she's flagging on a cab, the cab's about to pull up and she's about to get in, you understand? But let's say you caught her like maybe 10-15 seconds before this cab comes through, right? So you see the girl like, hey miss, hold on for a second, I see you trying to get this cab, but before you get in there, I'm gonna give you my card, all right? Because I think you're sexy as hell. I'm gonna give you my card. I need you to hit me up tonight, right? So you close the deal immediately because you knew you only had that limited amount of time. You understand what I'm saying? You were time conscious of the fact that, hey, I need to give this girl my card quickly, let her know, hey, hit me up. And you give her your car, she goes in the cab, she goes on her way, and she makes the shit happen, right? Now, let's say you were at a party, right? And you were having a conversation with a girl, you're going back and forth, and you were talking to her for like 10-15 minutes, right? Because you're in a party, you got a lot of time, so you can talk to her for 10-15 minutes, and then you can close the deal if you want and be like, hey, listen, you know, you seem cool, me and you should hang out sometime, here's my number, hit me up, right? Now, you wouldn't try to spend 15 minutes talking to a chick who's waiting for the cab, because that wouldn't make any fucking sense. You feel what I'm saying? And the thing is, in the party, you could close the deal that quick in a party if you wanted. You could just give a chick a card, say, hey, you're hot, and call me or whatever. But what happens is you don't necessarily need to do that at the party, because you have time to have more of a conversation if you wanted to. You see what I'm saying? I remember when I would, be on the train or the bus or something like that, and I would approach a chick on the train or the bus, and my first question to her, like after I would just, come up to her, be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? What's going on? And I'll be like, yo, my name is Locario. What's your name? And then she's giving her name, whatever. And I would ask her, I'd say, so I was like, what stop you getting off? Right? And sometimes the chick would just tell me to stop, and sometimes she would ask me why I want to know what stop she getting off, whatever. But usually when she would tell me to stop, I'll be like, okay, cool, because when she tells me to stop, I know how much time I have to interact with her before she gets off the fucking bus or train. You feel what I'm saying? So, and sometimes the woman, she would say, when she would ask me like, why do you want to know what stop I'm getting off? And I would tell her some shit like, well, because I want to know how much time that you have to experience me. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I would say some shit to the effect of that, and chicks will laugh or whatever. But I was really just, again, asking her because I want to know how much time I have to make this shit happen. You understand what I'm saying? So there'll be times I'm on a train and the chick will say, I'm getting off at like this certain stop. That'll be like the next stop. Or a chick will say, I'm getting off at this certain stop. That'll be like 5 stops. You understand? So I know that I have this amount of time. You understand what I'm saying? So the more time conscious you are of the situation, right, you'll know how much time you have to really close the deal and make the shit happen. Now, in most cases, you want to, not make the shit drag on for a long time when you're interacting with a chick anyway. But the thing is, you want to be very time conscious of the particular situation you're in to be able to close that deal. All right. So that's pretty much it. Listen, if you guys have any questions, click the link below and I'll holler at you later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone. Click the link below and get your bad boy gear. Get the t-shirts, Submissive Women Are Sexy, Binary as Fuck, and I'm God to These Hoes. Click the link below to get your bad boy gear today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below.